everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the chef at Revive Wellness and My Viva Plan. And today I wanted to show you a few different ways to prepare ground beef. I chose ground beef because it is a relatively inexpensive ingredient. It's easy to find, you can pretty much buy it anywhere. It's a great source of protein and it's really versatile, so you can do so many different things with it. So some of the recipes I am going to show you may already be familiar to you, and some maybe some new ideas that you have maybe never tried before. So hopefully this video will be helpful to you. The first recipe I want to show you is a recipe for hamburger soup, which is kind of an old classic and a favorite of mine, something I make on a regular basis year-round. It's a great filling recipe. You get a lot of protein and you get some fiber from the barley that's in there. So let's get started. I love this recipe because it is extremely simple to make. I love the flavor of it, of course, but it's one of those recipes that really only takes a couple of steps. So the first step involves browning your ground beef with your onions and garlic. And then once that's cooked, you just add everything else in and bring it to a simmer and let it cook for anywhere from 30 minutes to several hours on the stove, depending on what you want to do. So it's really, really easy to make. So let's get started with that right now. I'm just going to add my meat in here. I have a pound of lean ground beef and I've already cut up some onions and garlic. I'm just going to add that all in. And so you just want to cook that until the meat is completely cooked. And once it's cooked, if there's any excess fat in the pan at all, you can drain it off with skim it off with a spoon and get rid of that first before adding the rest of the ingredients. But that's pretty much it. So I'm going to cook this and then I'll show you the next step once this is done. So my meat has finished browning. And so now it's time to add the rest of the ingredients, and that's it. So I'm going to show you what all those ingredients are here. I'm going to change the camera angle so you can watch me adding them. You can see my little helper in the background there. Okay, so I have a cup of carrots here. I have a cup of celery. Lots of good veggies in this. I have 1/3 cup of pot barley, which takes a little bit longer to cook than pearl barley, but they're both very nutritious and you can use either one here. I have some tomato paste, a tablespoon. And then I have some herbs and spices here. So I have basil, I have dried thyme, I have a bay leaf, salt, pepper, and I added in a pinch of chili flakes for some spice. So I'm going to add that all in there. I have some canned diced tomatoes here, a large can of that. A little bit of ketchup, so a 1/4 cup of that. I just love these recipes where you can just add it all at once. And then last but not least, I have a liter of beef broth here as well. And that's it. So I'm going to add that in as well. And then I'm going to stir that together to combine it all. I have this over medium heat. You can cover it if you want, but I like to keep it uncovered so I can see what I'm doing. So now I'm just going to bring that to a boil and then make sure that I just kind of keep it at a simmer. So if it's boiling too rapidly, I might just turn down the heat a little bit just so that it kind of stays more at a simmer. And then you just want it to basically be to a point where the barley is tender and all the veggies are tender. So that should take about 30 to 45 minutes, but I actually like to cook it a little bit longer. The vegetables do get a bit softer, but you get a lot more flavor development if you let it cook for a couple of hours on the stove, just on low heat. Just keep an eye on it to make sure that the liquid isn't evaporating too much or anything like that. But yeah, that's it. It's super simple. So I will show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so the soup is all done. So I just wanted to show you what it ended up looking like after it cooked for about almost 2 hours. So I just let it simmer and reduce a little bit, develop some flavors. It definitely thickened up a bit because the barley absorbed a bit of the moisture there. So I'll just show you what it looks like in the pot, and I also dished some up in a bowl. Here's what it looks like in the pot. It looks pretty good, and then here it is in a bowl. So it's all ready to eat. So it's a super easy soup. Hope you give it a try. It's definitely one of my favorites.